For 40 years, the Israelites survived on manna, a mysterious food said to have fallen from heaven. But what if science holds clues to this divine provision? Could natural substances from the Sinai desert explain the miracle without diminishing God's power? This story walks the delicate line where faith and science meet, inviting us to explore how the supernatural might unfold through nature's laws. The vast, arid expanse of the Sinai desert, where the Israelites wandered for 40 years, is a harsh environment full of hidden wonders. Among scorching dunes and parched rocks, life finds surprising ways to endure. It is in this setting that modern science has uncovered intriguing clues about the mystery of manna. For centuries, scholars and researchers have wondered, was manna merely a divine miracle, or could it have been a natural substance, a biological phenomenon offered by nature in response to the desert's unforgiving conditions? Recent studies suggest that manna might be linked to secretions from insects known as Coccus saccharinus, tiny sap-sucking hemipterans that feed on plants like the tamarisk. Common in Sinai, these insects excrete a sweet, sap-like substance that solidifies upon contact with air, forming small, brittle crystals. This secretion resembles tree honey or honeydew, a natural product consumed by various ancient cultures as a food source. The hypothesis is that this substance could have been gathered daily by the Hebrew people as an energy-rich, nutritious food. Beyond insects, other scientific theories point to manna possibly being a natural resin that oozed from trees typical of the desert. These resins, exposed to intense heat and low humidity, can harden into crunchy, slightly sweet morsels, naturally providing sugar and energy. Under specific climatic conditions, such resins might have fallen in large quantities, creating a phenomenon that would seem miraculous to those unaware of its natural origins. Chemical analyses of natural manna samples, including desert resins and insect secretions, reveal compounds rich in simple sugars and complex carbohydrates, essential for survival in a food-scarce environment. The light, almost fragile texture and sweet flavor of these substances make them ideal for daily collection and consumption. Yet despite these scientific explanations, one mystery remains unanswered. How did manna appear in sufficient and regular quantities to feed thousands of people for decades? Biblical accounts describe manna as a substance that fell from the sky every morning except on the Sabbath, when it did not appear, compelling the people to rest. How can this regularity and distribution be explained without invoking something beyond the natural? This question brings us to a crucial point. Science can identify natural substances that fit manna's description, but the phenomenon's daily appearance, preservation, and vital role in Israelite survival carry symbolism that goes beyond scientific explanation. Here, the mystery between the natural and the supernatural remains alive, inviting reflection on how nature, perhaps guided by a higher power, can manifest in ways that seem miraculous. Furthermore, scientific research on desert insects and plants reveals a complex ecological interaction that might have appeared magical to ancient peoples. The ability of certain insect species to produce sweet, nourishing secretions, the life cycles of desert plants, and how these elements respond to environmental conditions create a delicate web ensuring survival in extreme circumstances, a true miracle of adaptation. Thus, science does not destroy the mystery of manna. Rather, it enriches it, revealing deep layers of a phenomenon where biology, ecology, and faith intertwine. This union opens a new perspective. The miracle may not lie in breaking natural laws, but in the perfection and order with which these laws manifest to protect and sustain life. As we delve into the scientific evidence, it becomes clear that manna is more than just food. It is a symbol of harmony between the divine and the natural, an invitation to see the extraordinary in every detail of creation. But the question remains, is manna merely a natural phenomenon explained by science, or is it God acting through these natural elements to care for his people? This duality keeps the mystery alive and leads us to the next chapter, where we will explore more deeply the relationship between faith and science in this ancient enigma. In the heart of every great mystery lies a question that transcends facts and enters the realm of belief. The manna of the desert is no exception. While science offers compelling hypotheses about its natural origins, faith holds firmly to the idea of a divine miracle, an extraordinary provision from God Himself. But can these two seemingly opposing perspectives coexist? Can faith and science be partners rather than adversaries in explaining one of history's most enduring enigmas? The story of manna challenges us to reconsider the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural. Scientific explanations, grounded in biology and ecology, illuminate how nature's processes might have produced a substance matching the biblical description of manna. Yet, faith reminds us that miracles are not violations of natural law, but manifestations of a divine order of events where God uses natural means to achieve His supernatural purposes. Theologians have long argued that faith and reason are not enemies, but complementary. Just as the laws of physics reveal the structure of the universe, the laws of faith reveal the purpose behind it. In this light, manna is not simply a natural substance, nor is it solely a miracle that defies explanation. Instead, it represents a sacred harmony, where God's providence works through the very fabric of creation to sustain His people. Consider the analogy of the sunrise. Science explains the rotation of the earth, the position of the sun, and the scattering of light in the atmosphere. Yet, for millions, sunrise remains a daily reminder of hope, renewal, and the faithfulness of a Creator. Similarly, manna might be understood as nature's gift, given daily through laws set in motion by God. Moreover, history offers other examples where faith and science meet. The water cycle, once a mystery explained only by divine intervention, is now well understood scientifically, yet it remains a powerful symbol of God's care. The healing properties of plants, once seen as miracles, are now the foundation of medicine. In all these cases, scientific understanding deepens rather than diminishes spiritual awe. However, the biblical account of manna contains elements that elude simple scientific logic, such as its appearance only in the morning, the prohibition against storing it overnight, and its preservation on the seventh day. These details suggest a divine rhythm, a sacred pattern that underpins the physical reality, hinting that manna's true nature is both material and spiritual. Faith also teaches that miracles serve a purpose beyond their immediate effect. They invite us to trust, to see beyond what is visible, and to recognize God's presence in our lives. Manna, therefore, is more than food. It is a daily lesson in dependence, obedience, and divine grace. From the scientific perspective, embracing this mystery means accepting that not all phenomena are fully understood, and that some events might always carry a spiritual dimension. From the viewpoint of faith, it means welcoming scientific discoveries as windows into the magnificence of God's creation. This chapter invites the reader to embrace a mindset of wonder and humility, recognizing that the mystery of manna is not about choosing science over faith or vice versa, but about appreciating how both enrich our understanding of the world and the divine. As we ponder this delicate balance, the question shifts from, is manna natural or miraculous, to, how can the natural and miraculous coexist in harmony? This reflection prepares us to explore in the next chapter the historical and archaeological traces that bring additional light and questions to this timeless mystery. The story of manna has transcended generations, preserved not only in sacred texts, but also hinted at through the fragments of history and archaeology. As we delve deeper into the enigma, we find that the ancient world offers subtle clues that may illuminate how this miraculous sustenance was understood and experienced by those who lived it. But do these historical traces bring us closer to the truth, or do they deepen the mystery? Archaeological expeditions in the Sinai Peninsula and surrounding regions have unearthed evidence of human habitation, travel routes, and plant species that align with biblical accounts. Among these findings, researchers have identified the presence of tamarisk and other resin-producing plants, species capable of secreting substances reminiscent of manna. These botanical discoveries give weight to the naturalistic theories, showing that the environment could indeed support the existence of such a food source. Moreover, ancient Egyptian and Near Eastern texts describe food from the heavens and references to miraculous provisions during desert journeys. While not explicitly naming manna, these accounts share thematic parallels, suggesting that the idea of divine sustenance was widespread in the cultural consciousness of the region. Could these stories be independent echoes of a real phenomenon experienced by multiple peoples? Or are they theological motifs crafted to express faith in divine care? Inscriptions and artifacts have also revealed the importance of insects, such as scale insects, in ancient economies. Their secretions, harvested as sweet delicacies, were valued commodities, indicating that natural manna-like substances were known and utilized long before the biblical narrative was codified. This contextualizes manna within a broader ancient tradition of using natural resources for sustenance and ritual. However, archaeological evidence is often fragmentary and open to interpretation. While these findings support the possibility that manna could have been a natural substance familiar to desert dwellers, they do not explain the extraordinary qualities attributed to it in Scripture. The daily appearance in precise amounts, the unique preservation pattern, and the timing aligned with religious observance. Historians also note that manna's symbolism goes beyond mere physical nourishment. It represents divine provision, community cohesion, and obedience to divine law, themes essential to the identity of the Israelite people. Thus, even if manna had a natural basis, its historical significance is inseparable from its spiritual meaning. This interplay of history and faith challenges us to consider how human memory, culture, and belief shape the stories passed down through generations. The manna narrative serves as a lens to examine how ancient peoples understood survival, trust, and the unseen forces guiding their lives. Additionally, the archaeological perspective encourages a respectful acknowledgement of mystery. Not all questions about manna can be settled with artifacts or texts. Some answers may lie in the realm of faith and experience. The physical remnants hint at a phenomenon grounded in reality, but also invite us to embrace the transcendent. As we piece together these historical fragments, the story of manna emerges as a complex tapestry woven from nature, culture, and divine revelation. It prompts us to appreciate how past civilizations grappled with the miraculous and the mundane, blending science and spirituality in their quest to comprehend life's sustenance. Looking ahead, the next chapter will explore the lasting impact of the manna story, how it continues to inspire faith, provoke scientific inquiry, and serve as a symbol of hope and provision for countless generations. The manna of the desert is not merely an ancient story confined to the pages of Scripture. It is a powerful symbol that has resonated through centuries, inspiring faith, hope, and inquiry. Its legacy extends beyond survival, touching the hearts of countless generations who see in manna a reminder of divine provision and the mysterious interplay between nature and the supernatural. Throughout history, manna has been evoked in religious rituals, art, and literature as a symbol of God's care and the sustenance that nurtures both body and spirit. The concept of manna has transcended its original context, becoming a metaphor for unexpected blessings and spiritual nourishment in times of hardship. For many believers, manna represents the daily grace that sustains life amid uncertainty. At the same time, the story of manna has fueled scientific curiosity. Researchers have sought to understand whether there are natural explanations for the phenomenon, leading to studies in botany, entomology, and ecology. This blend of faith and science illustrates how ancient mysteries can stimulate modern exploration, inviting dialogue rather than conflict. In some spiritual traditions, manna is seen as a foreshadowing of the ultimate sustenance provided through faith, whether in Christian theology as a symbol of the Eucharist, or in other religious narratives that emphasize divine care. This layered symbolism enriches its meaning, showing how manna operates on multiple levels, as a physical food, a spiritual lesson, and a catalyst for reflection on dependence and trust. The scientific theories surrounding manna also remind us of nature's remarkable capacity to provide in harsh environments. Whether through resin secretions or insect honeydew, the natural world offers surprises that sustain life against the odds. Recognizing this, science and faith together highlight the wonder inherent in creation's complexity and resilience. Yet, the mystery remains. The precise nature of manna's origin, its miraculous timing, and its preservation are elements that continue to elude full scientific explanation. This gap encourages humility in our quest for knowledge and a recognition that some aspects of existence may always invite wonder beyond comprehension. Manna's enduring influence is evident in how it shapes cultural identity and spiritual practice. For the Israelite people, it was a sign of God's covenant and faithfulness. For believers today, it serves as a metaphor for divine care and the call to trust in providence. For scientists, it is an invitation to investigate the marvels of nature and the possibilities that arise when we look closely. This dual legacy, faith-inspiring science, and science-enriching faith, exemplifies how ancient narratives can remain relevant and vibrant. Manna challenges us to embrace complexity, to hold mystery and reason in balance, and to appreciate the ways in which our understanding of the world is shaped by both empirical evidence and spiritual insight. As we reflect on this legacy, we are reminded that manna is not just about food. It is about life itself, a life sustained by forces seen and unseen, understood and mysterious. It is a story that continues to nourish minds and souls, inviting us to explore the profound relationship between the natural world and the divine. As we arrive at the final chapter of our exploration into the mystery of manna, it becomes clear that this phenomenon defies simple categorization. It is neither purely natural nor solely supernatural, but exists in a profound interplay between both realms, a bridge between science and faith, history and theology, the seen and the unseen. Science has revealed plausible natural explanations for manna, the secretions of desert insects, resinous exudates of resilient plants, and ecological conditions that could produce a nourishing substance. These discoveries highlight the ingenuity of life in harsh environments. Faith, on the other hand, invites us to perceive manna as a tangible sign of God's intimate care, a daily reminder that sustenance, both physical and spiritual, is a gift that transcends human understanding. The biblical narrative of manna teaches lessons of trust, obedience, and reliance on divine providence. It is a story that comforts and challenges believers, urging them to look beyond the material and embrace the sacred rhythm that governs life. This dual perspective urges us to move beyond dichotomies, to see faith and science as complementary lenses through which we can appreciate the fullness of creation. Just as light can be understood as both a wave and a particle, manna is both natural substance and divine gift, simultaneously accessible to human investigation and transcendent in meaning. Historically and culturally, manna has shaped identities and inspired generations. It has served as a symbol of hope during trials, a source of spiritual nourishment, and a testament to the enduring relationship between humanity and the divine. Its legacy continues to invite wonder and inspire exploration, reminding us that the mysteries of the past often illuminate the path forward. In embracing this mystery, we learn humility, acknowledging the limits of human knowledge, and awe, recognizing the vastness of the divine mystery that surrounds and sustains us. Manna challenges us to trust in processes we cannot fully explain, and to find meaning in the interplay of natural law and spiritual purpose. As modern science advances, new discoveries may yet shed light on the physical nature of manna, but the essence of its mystery will likely remain a sacred space where faith and reason meet. This sacred space invites each of us to participate in the ongoing dialogue between what can be seen and measured and what must be believed and felt. In closing, the manna of the desert serves as a timeless reminder. Sustenance, whether of the body or the soul, is not merely a matter of survival, but of grace. It is a daily gift that calls for gratitude, reflection, and faith. Whether viewed through the microscope of science or the lens of spirituality, manna embodies the extraordinary in the ordinary and the divine within the natural. This profound mystery continues to inspire us to seek, to question, and to marvel, reminding us that sometimes the greatest miracles are those that unfold quietly every day in the intricate dance between the world we know and the mysteries beyond.